So wind turbine is a very complex turbine, which is as complicated as an aircraft wing, probably a little more because it has a lot of dynamic wind loads and grid loads. They are typically designed for 20 years, the design life by the design standards, and they need to go through a certification process, both from the design documentation point and then on the operation side, uh, going through all the various operating conditions and how the wind turbine stops, starts, what are the loads and dynamic and static loads that are there, and whether it lasts for 20 years. In India, of course, though there is extension and these projects have a lifetime for 25 years, that means that it has a prospect of getting a life extension by refurbishing it for 5 more years. Wind is the second lowest cost of generation in LCOE vis-a-vis solar, but that doesn't mean that wind is not important, because you have to be looking at the value of the time of generation of energy. Solar generates only during the sunshine hours, and wind typically generates in the late evening to early morning generation. So there is a good complementarity. The solar has a very fast ramp up and ramp down, but it has less uncertainty. Wind has high uncertainty, but less ramp up and ramp down. So there is a huge complementarity of wind and solar for a country like in India, and it is blessed in both the terms. So it will be unwise if we are just focusing on only one technology, because eventually for grid balancing and resource adequacy conditions, we need all kinds of power, of clean energy, and it will be sad if we are just going to be focusing for solar. So classically, repowering in India is largely looked at repowering, that is refurbishing, more than refurbishing, removing the small and outdated wind turbines, which have nearly close to their design life, and replacing with larger, higher efficient wind turbines. Because in any case, the smaller wind turbines which are old, you are having difficulty in spare parts. So using the same land, you can put in larger wind turbines with a higher capacity, maybe 4 times to 6 times the current capacity, and you could be extracting more energy. But the story is a limited story if you are just going to be removing the smaller, older wind turbines, which are not performing well, with larger, more efficient wind turbines to generate energy. You could also be interspacing these wind turbines with solar and add storage, and then you can power it and make it up into a modern, firm dispatchable power project. So this Anandpur project that I was talked about, a 6.5 megawatt wind farm comprising of 26 250 kilowatt wind turbines could be transformed into a 42 megawatt firm delivering power of wind and solar plus battery. And so that indicates the kind of potential that is there. So all in all, it's a good economic solution to provide competitive, firm, renewable energy so that we can displace fossil fuel-based generation.